Hello everyone. We meet again in the fifth part of the journey to discover 5 habits that really changed my life in just 1 week. If you have been following from the beginning, you must have known that these are not the usual tips that you can find everywhere. These are simple but extremely effective habits that I have applied to my daily life and seen a clear change. And today, I will share with you a habit that may sound like it will make many people hesitate, but trust me, if you dare to challenge yourself, it will bring unexpected results. That is the habit of limiting screen time. Yes, it sounds simple, but doing it is another story. We are living in a digital world where being glued to the screen has become an indispensable part of many people's daily lives. But have you ever wondered how all that time affects your mental health, productivity, and sleep quality? Let's dive into this habit and see how it changed my life. And guess what? Along the way, we'll borrow a little Stoic philosophy to help you better understand the value of mastering yourself and living a more meaningful life. Now, let's be honest. Cutting down on screen time sounds easy, but when you actually do it, you'll realize how hard it is. We're so used to scrolling through social media, watching YouTube videos, or checking emails for hours on end without realizing how much precious time we're wasting. I was there, and changing this habit was not easy. Initially, I set a small limit, just 1 hour a day of non-work-related screen time. Doesn't sound like much, right? But once I started doing it, I realized how dependent I was on these devices. We can easily get caught up in the whirlwind of technology, and sometimes we don't realize that all of it is taking away from the truly precious moments of our lives. At first, this restriction was really difficult. I was used to filling every spare moment with screen time. Whenever I had a free minute, I would automatically open my phone and scroll through social media, watch a few short videos, or even check my email. But I knew that in order to be in control of myself, I needed to make a change. First thing I noticed was that I had more time in my day. You may not believe it, but when you deliberately limit your screen time, you will realize how much time you waste on unnecessary activities. With those extra hours, I started to rediscover hobbies and passions that I had long forgotten. I picked up that book I had been meaning to read, started doodling, and experimented with new recipes. One of the biggest changes was that I started taking walks after dinner instead of staring at the TV. Fresh air, the sounds of nature, and the simple act of moving my body made me feel more refreshed and energized than ever. This was a huge change from the tired, sluggish feeling I usually felt after hours of staring at a screen. Surprisingly, walking gradually became an integral part of my daily routine. I started to look forward to and actually enjoy my walks as a way to relax and recharge after a long day. But the biggest change I noticed was the quality of my sleep. I used to have a habit of taking my phone to bed, scrolling through social media or watching videos until I felt sleepy. But I didn't realize that this often made me feel stressed and irritable, leading to poor quality sleep. When I started limiting my screen time, especially before bed, I found it easier to relax and fall asleep faster. I established a pre-bedtime routine that involved no technology. Instead, I read a physical book, meditated, or simply reflected on the day. As a result, I slept more deeply and more restfully, which made a huge difference in my overall energy levels the next day. These changes not only affected my sleep, but also my mental health. Without the constant bombardment of negative news, social comparisons, and digital distractions, I felt less anxious and more present in my daily life. I focused more on conversations, paid more attention to the people around me, and engaged more in real-life activities. It was like the fog had lifted, allowing me to see more clearly and experience life more authentically. I remember one particular day when I spent an entire afternoon at a local coffee shop with just a notebook and a pen. I wrote down my thoughts, planned some goals, and even sketched out a few ideas. It was a peaceful and productive time, without any interruptions from technology. I felt more deeply connected to myself and the world around me in a way that screens never have. Of course, along the way, there were moments of temptation, and I slipped up a few times. But whenever I found myself reaching for my phone out of habit, I gently reminded myself of the benefits I was experiencing and redirected to a more meaningful activity. You see, limiting screen time isn't about completely removing technology from your life. It's about creating a healthier and more intentional balance with your time. If you're feeling overwhelmed or disconnected from the real world, I encourage you to try setting some limits on your screen time. Start small, maybe cutting back an hour a day, and then gradually increase it. Use that time to reconnect with yourself, your loved ones, and the world around you. You might be surprised at how much richer and more fulfilling life becomes when you step away from your screen and engage more with the real world. So, there we have it. 5 habits that have dramatically changed my life in just 1 week. It has been an amazing experience, not only to implement these habits, but to have the opportunity to share them with you. Each of these habits has the power to make significant positive changes in your life. I truly believe that if they can work for me, they can work for anyone. If you feel inspired by any of these habits, I encourage you to give them a try. Start small, maybe a habit, and see how it feels, then adjust to your lifestyle and needs. Remember that the goal is not perfection, but progress. It's about making small, manageable changes that add up to significant transformations over time. The Stoic philosophy has taught me that life is full of constant change, but what matters is how we respond to it. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have more power over your thoughts than you think. Limiting your screen time is not just a small change. It's about mastering yourself, mastering your time, and therefore mastering your life. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Leave a comment below to share the habits you're thinking about adopting or any questions you may have. Your feedback and stories are what makes this community so awesome and supportive. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. We have more insights and helpful tips to share with you. Please share this video with your friends or family who could benefit from these habits. Together, we can make big changes in our lives from the smallest thing. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, small changes lead to big results. Let's keep growing, keep evolving, and turn our daily habits into powerful moments of self-improvement. See you in the next video.